Well, good morning.
Good morning.
If my memory serves me correctly, I stood before a similar group about 32 years ago at the grand opening of the Bank of Western Mass. At the time we started the Bank of Western Mass, there was a guy named Neal who was mayor. There was a Hurley who was on the president of the city council. There was a Williams on the council, I think. And there was a kid named Sarno running around trying to get a job as a mayor's aide, and he finally, I think, got one when Hurley became mayor. There might have been, I don't even think Fenton was around then, but he was on his way to getting into a public service. But here we are. And the reason I bring that up is we get busy thinking about things like starting a bank, and we forget how important it is to have some stability in government when you try and do something like this. So we owe a good deal of thanks to those people that have dedicated their lives to and their talents to public service, and we appreciate that. So with that, let me acknowledge in no particular order some of the members of the state and local government who are with us today. First of all, Mayor Sarno. State Representative Bud Williams. State Senator Eric Lesser. State Senator Jim Welch. Standing next to him, soon to be retired, Kevin Kennedy, Development Director of the City of Springfield. Let's see. Who else did I miss? Oh, yeah, Mike Fenton, City Councilor Mike Fenton. Thank you, Mike. Anyone else? Tom Ash, Executive Assistant to the Mayor. Thank you. And with that, the Bank of Western Massachusetts had a 20-year run. And during that time, we made over $3 billion in loans to local small businesses, helped local families, and we're attentive to our mission of local decision-making, local ownership, delivering products and services specifically designed to meet the needs of our market. You can expect the same and more from New Valley Bank. We are mindful of the privilege we've been granted, and we intend to not only be responsive to our shareholders, but to be responsible to the communities we serve. Right now, you are standing in the world headquarters of the Bank of Western Massachusetts. New Valley Bank. The bank is here to fulfill a need. Most gratifying as evidence of the need is the overwhelming support we received from almost 300 local investors, raising $23.5 million, well in excess of what's required by regulatory requirements. That will put this bank on a very sound footing and provide a platform for us to live up to our mission. Our broad-based group of investors mirror the successful business community of our region, and they bring their support not only with their investment, but also in the form of their banking business. From this group, we were fortunate to have an incredibly competent and diverse group of directors. Having many years of experience as working with boards of directors, I am truly impressed with their talent, their business acumen, and their willingness to speak up at meetings. My good friend Jimmy Garvey and I kicked around the idea of starting this bank for a few years, right, Jim? We really didn't get going. Then Jeff Sullivan came along, and now the bank became a reality. We're fortunate to have Jeff. His credentials and his experience are perfectly aligned with the job description for the CEO of this bank. His education, his experience, and more importantly, his demeanor fits well with our mission. Jeff has assembled an incredibly competent and astute staff, which you can meet this morning. Starting a bank requires a bank charter, and bank charters are just not available for the asking. A rigorous application process involving the Mass Division of Banks and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation precedes the issuance of a charter. We have been fortunate to work with truly professional and competent people at the Mass Division of Banks and the FDIC with regard to our application. Their constructive scrutiny and advice regarding our organization and business plan has helped make this bank well-suited, safe, and prepared to serve our customers. It is my pleasure to introduce to you now Mary Gallagher, Commissioner of Banks, who will present us with our charter. Jeff?
This is your branch.
Thank you. Get you from first one.
Yeah, exactly. This is really exciting, and I just want to congratulate
Thank you.
everybody at New Valley. This is the first new bank in over a decade, and it's a testament to Springfield, the community out here, and I'm so thrilled that in less than a month on the job, that as the bank commissioner, that I have this great honor to present you with your certificate to transact business.
Excellent.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, you guys get a photo. You get Lenny and take one. Lenny. So we would like to, our mayor has had a big hand in helping with the Renaissance here in Springfield. He has a good habit of calling everybody coach, especially Kevin Kennedy, who's standing back there, and tends to deflect the credit. But, the mayor is the coach of the team that has brought the city back, and so I'd like to ask him to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Who's better than you, Frankie Fitz, huh?
I'm thinking about running for mayor.
That would be a massive pay cut for you, Frank.
Will be a pay cut?
Pay cut, massive pay cut. Massive pay cut. When the Division of Banks came in to see me, I had indicated to them a very familiar theme here in the city of Springfield. With Attorney Frank Fitzgerald and all the businessmen and businesswomen whose heart, soul, and gut is the city of Springfield. The names that you will hear are very familiar names who have always been there for the city of Springfield through the ups and downs, the triumphs, and the tribulations and challenges. But when it came time to step up, Frank and others stepped up, whether it's banking, T-Birds, other economic developments that we've had. And every businessman or businesswoman deserves to make a dollar. These individuals, led by Attorney Frank Fitzgerald, many a times, if not all the times, do this out of the goodness of their heart because they believe here in the city of Springfield. And I remember, it's about 30 years ago now, Frank, when I worked for Mary Hurley, still the first and only female mayor in the city of Springfield's history. And Frank you always had candy. You always came in with candy all the time. But Bank of Western Massachusetts was always very near and dear to my heart, too, because it was a lifeline for me, my old South End Community Center. And they were always there when things got tough at the end of the week or the end of the month to keep us going for the youth and families of the South End and downtown area. So when the bank examiners came in, the commission, it was just really simple to me. And they were getting a unique niche here, quality, well-respected individuals with integrity, honesty, and professionalism. But the niche that they were looking to move on was that there's a lot of development occurring here in the city of Springfield. Now, I know you hear about the mega projects, but there's a lot of other development going on with small and mid-sized businesses, and they need access to capital. And that's exactly what the New Valley Bank is looking to do. So you can't put a price tag on that because it's a good four-letter word, jobs, J-O-B-S, that is being created. But Frank, to you and to all your investors, not only for your philanthropic efforts, you do many things behind the scenes, and your monetary efforts with the city of Springfield and around, but really for your continued belief and investment in the human spirit of the city of Springfield. We have a tremendous amount of momentum going on right now. we need and we will capitalize on it moving forward. So I think it's a testament to you and your team. This is the first granted in 10 years. 10 years that you raised that capital. But I don't think you could put a price tag on, again, the integrity, the honesty, the professionalism, and the caring and compassionate leadership that you and your team bring here to the city of Springfield. So with that, I wish you, Frank, and the team continued success. And now having 2 young daughters in college, I'll be here for a home equity line too. Thank you very much.
So I think we had a couple other folks join us. Our Councilor Letterman and Councilor Allen stepped in, and welcome. Thank you for coming. So at this time, I'm going to have Senator Welch and Senator Lesser have got some greetings they would like to bestow. So please come up, fellas.
Good morning. It's great to be here with everybody. Mr. Mayor, excellent words as always. It's great to see the Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner, for coming out to the great city of Springfield, and obviously, as it was stated before, to have this be the first charter issued in 10 years is obviously a testament to the organization, the leadership, and I think the quality that you're going to see from this organization and this bank going forward. So it's a proud day for our region. It's a proud day for the city of Springfield, and it's certainly a proud day for New Valley Bank. So, you think about the investments that have been made by many of the board members, not only into this organization, but as the mayor had stated, in the community over the years. And that's money that in investments and dedication that really you cannot put a price tag on. Although we certainly can try, but at the same time, when you think about the lives that will be impacted going forward in from the investment, from the big to the small, dealing with people that live in this region, whether they're trying to start up a small business or they're just looking for, as the mayor said, something like a home equity loan or something along those lines. But the impact that a bank can have on a community, and the trust that it can put in the community members is really something that's important. And I'm proud to say that the city of Springfield and the region of Western Massachusetts has put their trust in your organization and this endeavor as well. So we really truly appreciate your investment, and we look forward to your success going forward. I'll turn it over to my good friend Senator Eric Lesser. We do have a citation from the Senate, but we'll read it in just a second here after he says a few words.
So I'll just be very brief to Jeff and to Frank and to the board and to all the investors. I just want to say thank you. Because something that I think is underappreciated about the Western Mass economy, and the mayor alluded to it, is this is actually an economy whose lifeblood is and always has been small businesses, especially around the manufacturing industry. You think about the sectors of the economy that really are the engines of employment for Western Mass. It's our small businesses, often family owned, often handed down generation after generation. And we also know what the trends have been nationally and globally in our economy, which is local economies, places like Western Mass have seen vacuuming out of jobs and opportunity in their local communities, and it's been hyper concentrated in a handful of industries and in a handful of areas. So I just want to thank everyone in this room for really being the opposite. And nowhere, frankly, has the trend of consolidation been more pronounced than in financial services. So what you're doing here today is really a testament of faith in Western Mass. It's a belief that I think will be vindicated, that people want to keep their money local. And people want their loans and their deposits to be used locally to support local people and local communities. And ultimately, what that's going to mean is more access to credit for more people in our community here in Western Mass. And that really is the lifeblood of an economy. That loan allows people to go to college. It allows people to start businesses. It allows people to buy homes. It allows people to make investments in this region. So I just want to thank everyone involved. This is very, very exciting. And I'm looking forward to coming back for the ribbon cutting of a new office tower in a few years with the name on the side, and we'll be back, Frank, for that, because I think that your pledge of faith, your act of faith in this community will be reciprocated many times over. So congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, well, yeah, let's, I'll just read a little bit of the citation, but it's an official Senate citation. If I knew that there was a new 40-floor office tower coming with your name on it, I would, no, I'm just joking. Is that, can we put it in the works?
We don't
No.
need you.
Okay.
We don't need the overhead center.
No overhead. Good point. So, but from the Massachusetts State Senate, presented to New Valley Bank and Trust Board of Trustees and staff, of course, in recognition of grand opening and the establishment of your Springfield and worldwide headquarters, and for your commitment to provide quality financial services to our community. Congratulations on behalf of myself, Senator Lesser, and of course Senate President Karen Spilka. We congratulate you and wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So, not to be done, Representative Williams is here, and we would like to have him say a few words as well. Please come on.
Morning. What a great day for Springfield. And this is a monumental accomplishment. And by way of background, my dear friend, Mayor Sarno, and all the other elected officials, Frank Fitzgerald, Jeff Sullivan, Jimmy Garvey. Now, really on board with the bank. Talked with the governor, Speaker of the House, Black Latino Caucus supported this. And this is very important. Knowing Frank in his history, going back to the old Valley Bank in Mason Square, where Frank was a loan officer, and he understood the community, and he understood people in the community. As we talk with the governor and leadership in Boston on a daily basis, we know in this country there's a lot of redlining in some areas in the Commonwealth, even in Springfield, areas that folks just can't get a break, have a lot going for them, but they need someone to believe in them and to trust in them. I remember when Jeff Sullivan was with Hamden and Berkshire, and you could make a phone call, and they would look at the individual, and they would vet the individual, but they would look at them and give a break. Now, Frank started bank. I've met with Frank, I met with Jeff, and I met with Garvey. And I was really committed to him because I know these gentlemen. I know the character of Frank Fitzgerald. When he started Bank of Western Mass, it was for the little guy. It was for the little people. And they became very big. And I think they forgot the little people. And they moved on. A lot of individuals pulled their money out of Bank of Western Mass because they lost their way. They lost their mission. They lost what they should have been doing for little people. So Frank said, I want to start another bank. It is thousands and thousands of people don't bank in America. They don't trust the banks. I mean, big people make a lot of money in banks. Their mission is, from my understanding, part of the mission is to work for those who don't have bank accounts, who should have bank accounts, who should be investing their money to get the interest and to get loans and home equity loans, Mayor, and first-time mortgage loans and all that good stuff. This is so important. I represent the 11th Hamden District, the heart of the city, Mason Square, and I know how difficult it is for individuals to get financing for any aspect of what they do. So Frank, congratulations, and I told you I'd be on board because of you. And I know your reputation, and I know what you have done. Back there in Mason Square, in the heart of the city, you gave out loans to individuals who questionable. But Frank believed in them, and they're all very successful now, Jacob. Folks that have businesses, homes, families, kids are in college. But I want to thank you for your commitment and faith to the whole city, but especially to the little guy. You understand it, you get it. So, Banking Commissioner, I really sincere thank you. First charter in 10 years. We want this to be the premier bank because this group here, they get it. We can pick the phone up and call them. We can pick the phone up and make recommendations. We can pick the phone up and, oh, by the way, they don't answer the phone, they'll call you back. That's so important in banking. And I'm telling you, it's becoming a tale of two cities in Massachusetts. You have the best of them. We have another whole population of people who are not really making it. They're not making it. find it very difficult. And I know this is not going to be the lifeline for everybody, Frank, but I know you'll make the right loans. You'll take the questionable accounts, and you'll vet them, you'll look at them, and you'll do what you think is right in your heart. So, Jeff, Frank, my old Jimmy Garvey. Well, you should be up here. What are you in the back, Garvey, for? Frank is, we say Sarno is Belichick. I call him Belichick. Frank is Brady. Frank's on the ground, getting the job done. So congratulations from the House of Representatives, Speaker DeLeo, Majority Leader Mariano. Congratulations. And Frank, I asked the commissioner, with all due respect, you know what to do. I can't. You know what to do. Come forward, Frank. Thank you, guys.
He kept saying little guy, little guy.
All right, me again. So since I won't have this chance to do this very often, I wanted to thank all of our staff members by name. Won't take long because there aren't too many of us, but I wanted to say thank you in particular. So I'll say everybody's name. We can give them a round of applause. Trish Courtney Crokin, Jackie Gwinnett, Jeanette Ramos, Sarah Chalet, our two interns, Eamon Mahoney and Jolie Frankel, Liz Boudry, Camille Ali, Renee Messier, Kim Marion, Emma Mesa Melendez, Ryan Hess, our senior lender, Kate McGraw, our Chief Operating Officer, Chief Information Officer, and Hayes Murray, our Chief Financial Officer. Thank you to you and to all of your families for allowing me to steal you. I also wanted to say thanks to our board. Our board does a terrific job, as Frank mentioned. Very strong group of people, and I also wanted to say thank you to my number one cheerleader, Allison, my wife, and my other number one cheerleader, my mother, Martha. So they said, "Yeah, go for it. I think it's a good idea." They had a lot of faith there. So we recently had a meeting with the FDIC and with the state, and we had a large group, and I've been in many meetings with regulators before, but I've never been in one where people were saying congratulations and patting me on the back. So it was a great feeling to have the support of the regulators. It's a little bit weird, I'll admit, but they've been great partners for us along the way. So as Frank mentioned, this is our new modern bank office. I want to thank Paul Pignelli for all the free rent. No, we really are in a premier location and very happy with the facility. Our new branch in 16 acres will be open in a couple of months. I think what you'll find, although it's modern, it's very safe, very secure. Lots of space for confidential transactions, so you feel welcome and you'll feel like you want to come back again. So, as Frank mentioned, we have a great story to tell with our 300 shareholders and lots of capital. We also have a terrific staff, lots of energy and enthusiasm to match all of their experience. I'd like to spend a minute just to talk about where we fit within the local ecosystem of banks, credit unions, and other financial service providers. Some of you have heard me say we are overbranched, but we are not overbanked, and I think that's really true. And here at New Valley, we've created something that actually runs on a different set of rails than the other local banks. As time goes by, you're going to see what I mean, and I think you're going to be impressed. As our industry changes, and it's changing quickly, we're ready for that change, and we've got leading-edge technology and products. As Frank mentioned, at the most basic level, New Valley Bank was founded for several reasons. We wanted to provide a high level of engagement with our customers, something that has been missing at a lot of banks, and we want to give them the benefit of the advice that our board and our staff can share with them. Secondly, we want to build on the successes that have happened in Springfield recently and connect the small business community to that success. It's been said before, our slogan is a business bank for the ambitious. And I learned many years ago working for Frank and Tim Crimmins at Bank of Western Mass, the sacrifices that the business owners that we did business with are willing to make as they grow their businesses. In many instances, investing significant parts of their life savings into the business. That spirit is strong today, and these entrepreneurs who are up and rising deserve world-class advice and service from their bank, not just an anonymous voice at the end of an 800 number. Lastly, we hope to provide access to the banking system to build wealth for workers and their families, in addition to building wealth for business owners. Over my 30 years in this industry, I've been involved in supporting banking needs of large companies and startups. What I've learned along this journey is just how intertwined our business community really is. New Valley will do business with some of the largest local businesses, but we will also have much smaller customers. We need them all. We need each other to grow, and we need a vibrant small business community to complete and to sustain this economic revitalization that we are so proud of. I was on a plane recently and reading a eulogy of Herb Gallagher, the founder of Southwest Airlines, who recently passed away. The article was full of funny stories about Herb. Herb was not unlike Frank Fitzgerald, from what I was reading. But there was one quote that caught my eye. Think small and act small, we'll get bigger. Think big and act big, we'll get smaller. You can hold us at New Valley accountable to that philosophy. If you ever catch us acting too big for our britches, please call us out on it. We look forward to serving you for many years to come. So now we're going to cut a ribbon. So Emma, we got. If the dignitaries could come on up and our board members could come up, we would. We're going to do a symbolic ribbon cutting. We're not going to do it at the front door. We're going to do it right here.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. All right. Like he's done it before.